What's going on, everyone? Um, so, before I get into the dream, let me read you just a short passage. I'm not going to read in this book describing the process of translation, just the translation itself. This is this book that I can't seem to get over because it's so lovely. So, but thou, so this is the passage in the Bible that I'm sure many of you are familiar with about Jesus describing going to your secret place to pray. But thou, when you prayest, enter into the closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward openly. Now, translating that properly into Aramaic, it's much different, as I've stated before. When you want to lay yourself open for the divine, like a snare that is hollowed out to its depth, like a canopy that projects a shadow, from the divine heat and light into your soul, then go into your inner place, to that story or symbol that reminds you of the sacred. Close the doors of your awareness to the public person you think yourself to be. Pray to the parent of creation with your inner sense, the outer senses turned within. Veiling yourself, the mystery may be unveiled through you, by opening yourself to the flow of the sacred, somewhere resounding in some inner form. The swell of the divine ocean can move through you. The breathing life of all reveals itself in the way you live your life. Now, doesn't that sound a lot more beautiful and poetic and not manipulated to fit some sort of religious agenda, which is what we've been seeing this entire time? The narrative has been changed um, to benefit a limited number of people to control you, and we know that. So this dream, I don't have any words for it. Um, I don't know if I should censor what I even say because the brutality that I saw was so horrifying that I have trouble describing it in words. It's one of the worst dreams I've ever had by far, but there's some important things that I need to mention, and that's what I said in the post. I was talking about the Omega symbol. So the dream started out of me in a city, and it looked like a very standard U.S. city. I don't know, Des Moines, Iowa, or Oklahoma City, Kansas, or something like that. Um, Very like usual, typical place. And I'm driving around, and I see the symbol for Omega everywhere I go. Every time I turn a corner, I see the symbol, which is interesting because we're just discussing Omicron. So the symbol for Omega, and one thing that I kind of had an epiphany this morning after that dream, in the scene of iPad Go 2, when the Christ figure enters into the tunnel as he arrives from space when he burns the egg. He enters what looks like an Adam's apple or a mouth, but it also looks exactly like an Omega symbol as well. So I thought that was interesting. Um, Basically, I'm driving around and I see this everywhere, and then the scene completely changes. Um, I'm actually above the scene now, where I'm looking down to this large expanse of land. I don't know how far above I am, maybe a few hundred feet, and I'm basically floating down to whatever is taking place. But I'm noticing the city or whatever it was so in such in such ruins that I couldn't distinguish what it even was. It was just a heap of rubble, as far as the eye can see, and everything looked barren and dead. There was no life. All the trees were dead. All the grass was dead. It was almost desert-like in its appearance. I go down and I find myself amongst a bunch of soldiers. But these didn't look like soldiers that are really standard military. They look like militia members or some kind of ragtag army group put together, hastily. And they were of all ages and all sexes. There was women, there was men, there were teenagers, um, and we're running around this warehouse and shooting each other. Um, but the manner in which it was happening, it was extremely fierce. I really felt kind of the blood pumping in the dream, the sort of survival instinct going through. And I remember these two like teenage girls running up to me and trying to kill me. And I ended up killing them. And the scene was just out of this world. It was just so strange and indescribable. So I remember I ran out of ammo, and I'm asking around for the other, militia members to help, and nobody had any. And so I kind of just start panicking and running around, and I just sort of observe my environment, and I see everyone. I'm talking about elderly people, children, women, men, all slaughtering each other. It doesn't matter the age, didn't matter anything. They were all slaughtering each other. And it was brutal. It was evil. It wasn't just brutal, it was evil, what I was seeing. And I don't know. I woke up with a feeling of absolute dread, and just something like that. Just, I don't know. We'll see what 2022 brings. Hopefully, not that, but a lot of things are pointing to that year being the year of iPad Go 2 for many reasons. The year of the tiger on the back. The Beijing Olympics now, um, and now the boycott of those Olympics as well. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, so I'm gonna go into next year with caution, as should you. So anyway, I'll be going live tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific. If anyone wants to join, you're welcome.